Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Public Praise. It's your man, Rez-A-Rec, and today, like always, we have a good one for you today. We have my brother right here, Mr. Tony Price, and he's here today to talk about some of the things that God's put on his heart. Mr. Price, welcome today.
Thank you, Brother Rez. Pleasure being here, man. I'm glad for the invitation.
Awesome, awesome. So listen, let's just get into a little bit about who you are and just see what God is doing in your life. Tell us a little bit about your background, where you come from.
Sure. To give you the brief version without going and putting you to sleep. Most of it, I'm a young man who grew up in Mission Hill housing projects. So most people know me from the Boston area. I think people, if you ask them, the first thing they think about Tony Price is athletics. My vocation is I'm an athletic director currently here in the Randolph Public Schools, but most people know me from playing basketball.
Oh, yeah?
Being a good athlete back in the day. I don't play anymore, but back in the day I could hold my own.
D1 schools, right?
No, I didn't. Actually, not D1. No, I actually didn't go. I turned down a couple of scholarship offers and went to a small school and enjoyed a good career there. And for me, it was about finding a good fit for me. It wasn't just about the name.
Same thing, me too. I turned down a contract too to play for Cordon Bleu.
So but you got to find what's right for you, right? And that's what we're talking about. Finding out where your gifts and talents lie. So that's what the history of me and people that know my background maybe from that. But I'm a married man, husband of a beautiful woman named Paula, and we have 5 children and 2 grandchildren. So our generations are growing. She grew up here in the city of Boston as well. And we're just doing some good things, man. And as far as my ministry, what I'm doing is it's really just encouraging people. People introduce me as a motivational speaker, and I say I don't like that term.
Okay.
And the reason I don't like that term is because, in my opinion, when you say motivational speaker, you get this image in your head of somebody's going wild, going 100%, going on fire. Yeah. And I say, well, you put us in a box when you do that.
Okay.
And my ministry is a little bit more laid back than that. I do a workshop. I do 2 workshops. One's called Man of Purpose, which teaches brothers how to find and tap into that talent and gift that we were talking about off air, to know what you should be doing, how to live a purposeful life. And what I'm talking about is how to make an impact, not just make a living.
Okay.
I think many times as men particularly, we get caught up in trying to make a living, and we have to support our family, but we're sitting on our talents and gifts.
So you're getting right into it about your ministry and things like that. And you said you have 2 workshops, and one of them is really focused on men.
On men, right.
So what gave you the mindset to want to focus on men, which seems like a hard group of people to tackle when you talk about ministry and church and all that?
Absolutely. It was one of those things. It was a natural segue because I also was a coach. So I think in my mind, when I had a vision of what I was going to do, I was thinking about coaching, being a college coach, being a college administrator.
Right.
And God said, no, that's just part of what I want you to do.
Okay.
I want you to also to reach out to brothers and children that there's another way, that you can be an example, that it's not about where you started, let's use a cliche, it's about where you're going, what you're doing, what you got. And so he gave me that vision. He said, I want you to reach out to the men during this season right now and try to encourage to penetrate the hearts of men. And it's funny you say that because when I do my workshops, you look around the room, you got the brothers who are sitting there like this, they don't want to open up, they give you the stare. And I've been able to get some of those men to open up, not only open up, some of them have, I've had some men weep in my sessions, and it wasn't me because I'm not that great and talented, but it was the Spirit. And what I do is create an atmosphere for brothers to lay down some burdens, maybe open up and create a safe space so that we can share. And I think that's the hard part is creating an atmosphere where men can share and feel vulnerable without feeling like I'm going to be judged, and you're going to use that against me. So that's where God has led me in this season of my life. He said, I want you to do that, and he's taking me across churches across this state and out of state. I was recently down in Maryland, sharing the platform with Jamal Bryant, who you may know, Dr. Jamal Bryant. A lot of people know him. And Dr. Willie Jolly, who's a motivational speaker. So he's a world-renowned man, and here's a brother from the projects who's sitting, sharing the stage with them. And so he's taking me along on that journey, and he's saying, I want you to continue to reach the hearts of men right now because men need to be encouraged during this season.
So what are some of the more common topics that you touch upon when you talk to men?
So particularly when I do the Man of Purpose, I break it down into 3 phases. The first one is I talk about your gift or talent. In Proverbs, we all have one of them. And what's it for? It's to help serve others. And I get people to understand it's about service. And the second one is talk about their passion. Now, Brother Rez, when I say passion, what's the first thing you think about?
Something that you love to do.
Right, and most people go right there. So I give a broader definition of passion so brothers really get what passion means and gives them a whole picture of that. And then the third and final one is talking about going where God needs you. Oftentimes, as you know, we like to tell God where we want to go
Right.
instead of listening to where he needs us, because where he needs us, that's where the provision will be. So I talk to my brothers about being open and flexible about going wherever he thinks he needs you to be effective. And in my other workshop, the 4 qualities of a good man, I talk about how to identify what a good man is. I think we kind of have a lost definition of a good man. We let other people define what a good man is, and we talk about the qualities of a good man, which is based on the story of Mark 2, which you, as a pastor, I know you know that very well. Out of that, God gave me the revelation out of that story. There are 4 qualities that every good man has. And he gave me that revelation to do that workshop. So those are the sessions I've been sharing with brothers, so they understand there's some value to us. It doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is. We got to get past that stuff and just appreciate that every one of us has something to share and offer.
So how to find a good man?
Yeah, 4 qualities of a good man. 4 characteristics of a good man.
So how many women try to sneak into those workshops?
Yeah, it's funny because I've been doing it for brothers so far, but I've had some women say, we need to have you in our session. I'm like, sure, invite me in. All I'm waiting for is the invitation, right? I can't go, I go where I'm invited. So if you want me to share that, sisters, just invite me into your session. And really, I think, as a matter of fact, part of that came because I've talked to women, and they're like, you hear the same story. Where the good men at, Tony? Where the good men? You talk to men all the time. Where the good men at? And I have to tell them, sisters, you know what you're looking for, first and foremost. And secondly, remember, the Bible says, he who finds, not she who finds. So you got to understand that.
That's a whole nother argument
let's get with that part. But I tell them, there are good men around you all the time. It's do you recognize them?
Well, real quick, what are some of the common traps that men find themselves into that you're speaking against?
I think one of the common traps that they follow themselves is trying to live up to someone else's expectations and definitions of success. As men, we have this characteristics from Hollywood, the images of what a man's supposed to be like. Either you're very soft and sensitive on one side, or you're tearing things up on the other side, right? But where's that balance so that you can be in the middle and find a place that's right for you and find your voice? And I think, you see oftentimes men are trying to imitate what they think is success rather than being true to themselves. I think that's the part of it. And the other traps are just really confidence. Men, we do a good job of putting on a mask and we look confident, but sometimes deep inside, Brother Rez, I'm sure you're a pastor, you know this, we're hiding a lot of things and we're hiding from a lot of things. So I think giving brothers an opportunity to understand that, you can have a past. I have done so many things that I tell people all the time, I've fallen a lot. I've fallen so much I'm successful. And I share, being a teenage father, I share, things that I've done that have hurt people, that have hurt others, hurt myself, and embarrassed me. But I said, but God is still using me in this platform. I'm in front of you brothers still talking right now. So if that's not an example of what he can do, I don't know what is.
Outstanding. Hey, listen, y'all, you got a man right here, whether he's gonna speak to you one-on-one on your level, or whether he's gonna post you up in the paint and let you have it on the court. Either way, this is a man of God who definitely knows what he's talking about, definitely have a heart for men, and I pray that you give him an opportunity to speak to you on your level, all right? So, brother, thank you for coming through today.
Thank you, man.
All right, y'all stick right there. More to come on Public Praise.
Hey everyone, this is Tony Price. I want to say thank you to the people at Public Praise for inviting me on their show this afternoon. Great time, outstanding production here. Listen, for those of you who watch the program, if you'd like to invite me to come to your church, your next event, whatever you're doing, and you want to have another speaker come out and talk to encourage men or women, please reach out to me. My information will be flashing on the website and on the screen real soon, or you can reach out to me through email, through my social media. My email address is toprice@verizon.net. Again, that's toprice@verizon.net. You can reach me on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media channels. I'm there. Would love to come and speak to your members or people that you have, groups. I'm open. I think you will not be disappointed in what I have to share. And more importantly, you will leave encouraged. Thank you.